like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day seems a little longer. Every way love's a little stronger. Come what may, do you ever long for true love from me? There you go, baby, here am I. Will you left me here so I could sit and cry? Well, golly gee, what have you done to me? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. No, I love you like I do. No, I do. Wah.
Hello again, and welcome to Cars and Us. Today we're at, and this is a beautiful, gorgeous day, we're at MAMARONECK, New York, at the Kiwanis Club's annual show here at Harbor Island, right overlooking the Sound. It's just a beautiful setting over here. It's a great day for a show, and they really get a big turnout here. This show is every year, and they usually get 200-300 cars. They judge them in various classes. The cars are parked in certain designated areas so that it's easier for the judges to go around and look and see exactly what they have to do. There's strict judging, and they give out plenty of awards. And it's a real nice community event here in Larchmont, New York. I'd like to introduce my friend Bill, who has this beautiful 1936 Plymouth. And it's an all-steel-bodied Plymouth. And I'm going to say hello to Billy.
Hey, Dennis. How you doing?
Pleasure to see you again.
Thank you.
And always a pleasure to see this car. You've had this car for a while now.
Yeah, about 4 years.
Where'd you pick it up?
I found it in Macungie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
I'd been going down there for about 3 years, looking at cars, trying to find the one that I wanted. Mm-hmm. I originally wanted a 37 Ford. I liked the look of the slant back and so forth. And I saw this car, had a little tiny for sale sign on it, and I said, geez, that's the one I want.
I guess he wasn't too enthused about selling it.
No, as a matter of fact, when I drove out of his driveway with it, he was crying.
Yeah, I'll bet.
He had put a lot of work into it.
Do you know the history, how long it took him to build a car?
His name is Dave Wilsey, and he's from Moscow, Pennsylvania, which is right near Scranton.
Sure.
And he took 4 years to build the car on a part-time basis.
Now, did you do any of your little touches?
I did very minor stuff. I had some little body work done. I've had to replace the starter and a few things like that. But
well, that
really,
goes with the territory.
Right. Yeah, I did the brakes and stuff like that.
But basically, it's been very reliable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. I've had no problem with it at all. I've never gotten stuck.
That's terrific. Now, and you travel around quite a few shows. I mean, I see you all over, but I really unfortunately haven't had the opportunity until today to really get a hold of you and pull you aside.
Yeah, it's a driver. It's got a 273 rear, which is a high rear, and I drive to Pennsylvania. I drive to Massachusetts. I drove it to the Cape one year. I love to drive it, and it's for the road, so that's what I like to do it. I get about 18 miles to the gallon at about 60, 65 miles an hour. It's only 2,500 RPM.
Right.
So
that's that gear ratio.
Yeah.
Love that gear ratio.
I get good mileage. Yeah.
Love that cruising, and especially with today's prices of gas.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because I use a Sunoco, the high 94 octane, and sometimes
You do?
I put a little booster in there
Okay.
too.
Well, it is blown.
Yeah.
So you need a little bit more octane. That's for sure.
It'll stand up and go.
Speaking of blown, what is the actual motor?
That's originally it was a 318 Chrysler. It's got an Isky cam. It's got blower pistons. It's got the 671 blower and two 4-barrel 600s.
Now, is this solid lifters, or is it hydraulics?
It's hydraulics.
Okay, now 671. That's not a street blower. I mean, that's like in the old days for racing.
Yeah, but it's one of the standard good-sized blowers. It's good for streets, good for racing.
Right. Well, as long as you keep the compression down.
Yeah, right. When you stand on it, it really has to work. But
Right.
other than that, it's just kind of spinning
Right.
around.
And 2 4-barrels. What do you got? Hollies or AFBs?
No, they are. Edelbrock.
Edelbrock.
Yeah, Edelbrock.
Edelbrock. Okay.
600 Edelbrock.
And the unique thing, as we stated at the very beginning, is it's all steel.
Yeah, that's what I really like about it. When I go to shows and they ask me about the car on the forms and stuff, as you'll notice, I put on the windshield the form that says what kind of car it is. I
Right.
put Plymouth and I put all steel. I put it in parentheses.
Right.
To me, it makes a difference whether you got
Sure.
a plastic car or whether you got
absolutely,
a
no
steel car.
doubt about it. Because steel is very difficult to come by in this day and age.
Definitely,
A lot of the cars are lost. I like the interior. You want to describe the interior for us?
Well, it's got the bucket seats. It's been changed over to the automatic. It's got air conditioning. It's got a radio and a tape deck with the tweed material. It's very comfortable when to ride.
I was just going to say, it's obviously it's very comfortable.
Has a very large back seat. You can sit in the back seat and extend your legs all the way out, and
Right.
you won't even touch the back of the seat.
They don't make cars like that anymore.
That's right. Well, there's no trunk. You pull the seat forward, and that's the trunk. So you have all that trunk space where they have the seat and a lot of room back there.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's a lot of fun.
It's certainly a beautiful car. The wheels, just the paint. I don't know if the paint is special. It looks kind of like a stock base.
Well, it's called glare white, and then it just has the coating over it.
It's a DuPont color. It's not a PPG color.
Well, to tell you the truth, I've been trying to match the color because I want to get it painted again, and I've been unable to do it. So I'm not
difficult.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a PPG or not.
Right. Well,
But it's got the glare coat on it, which brings it out.
listen, it certainly stands out in this show amongst all the beautiful cars that are here, and I'm glad I got a chance to speak to you for a few minutes and enjoy the show.
Thanks very
All
much,
right,
Dennis.
Bill?
I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
I met up with a friend of mine, Dave, who is from the Mayapack, Putnam area, and he's an old-time Dover drag racer, and he's got his sons into the sport. And they have what we call junior dragsters, and I have Kyle and Cody with me, and they have all their cars with them. Kyle and Cody, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Nice to see you guys here.
How you doing?
Nice to see that you guys are into the sport.
Yep.
Which car is yours? There's numbers on the cars. Which one is yours?
Yeah, mine's 1907, the blue one. It has a 3 5/16 inch motor, and it does 790 in the 8th mile at 85 miles an hour.
Where do you run the car? What track?
At Englishtown, New Jersey, Raceway Park.
Okay. And what type of motor is actually in there?
Well, you have to start with a 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton block, which is what his is, but mine is what they call an aftermarket block, a PM1, so
Okay.
it allows you more room inside to go faster, bigger components.
I see. Now we'll talk about your car. Kyle?
Yeah, hey.
All right. Now, which car is yours? The purple one?
Yeah, mine's the cute purple one, 1980, that says Kyle on it.
Okay.
And I'm in the 12 and 13-year-old class, and my car does 890 at the 8th mile at around 75 miles an hour.
That's terrific. And you also run at Englishtown.
Oh, yes, I do.
Did you guys ever go down to the track down in, I think it's Maryland or Delaware, somewhere around there? There's an 1/8 mile track.
Well, there are a few of them. There's Mason-Dixon in Maryland.
Mason-Dixon, that's
Yeah,
it.
That's the one in Maryland. We had a Division I championships there a few years ago.
You did?
Yeah.
That's terrific. About how many cars do you have to run in your class?
There's a few different classes, and each class has a varied number of cars. but there's usually around like 50 cars in each class.
Wow, that's a
Even
lot of
more.
passes you have to make.
Yeah, it's usually you have to go like 8 rounds to win, and even
Right.
more.
Is it expensive? I mean, as far as, the whole package, building one of these.
Yeah, it can get pretty expensive, very expensive. The cars, each of them, they're $5,000-$6,000. The motors are $5,000-$6,000. Paint jobs, all that.
Now, Cody, you're very young. How do you support this?
My dad does.
Oh, he does, but
I
you...
just drive it.
Oh, I see. So, and he does all the mechanical work, too.
Well, I do the mechanical sometimes. I clean it a lot. Just have to do the basic stuff.
And how about Kyle? What contribution do you make? You got a paper route or something?
All I do is drive at very precision. Very, very good.
I see. Okay. So without you driving it, then there's nothing going to happen.
Absolutely not.
How do you guys trailer these cars? Do you have an enclosed trailer?
Yeah, we have an enclosed trailer that we put one car on top of another on platforms, and we put the golf cart in next to them.
Okay.
So,
And you have a whole workshop in the trailer?
toolbox, all the parts we need just in case a motor blows or anything like that. Extra motors.
What kind of gas do you run in this?
It's not even. It's not gas. It's 100% alcohol.
Okay. That's terrific. How much does that cost a gallon?
I have no idea. We get a big 55-gallon drum in the beginning of the season
Oh, I
and
see.
go through it.
And does the 55-gallon drum last you the whole season?
It lasts us and a few other families the whole season.
It does. Well, now listen, I'm glad that I got a chance to meet you guys, and this is great. Keep it up. I'm sure you're going to continue to fare well with these cars, and also, I guess you're looking forward to upgrading into either bigger cars.
Bigger cars.
Do you intend to run like top fuel dragsters in the future?
I wouldn't want to drive it. I'd want to be the crew chief to a top fuel dragster.
You would.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as you have the experience, in the background, I'm sure somebody will pick you up sooner or later.
Yeah, hopefully.
How about you?
He can make my car and I'll just drive it for him.
Ah, I see. You're really into driving, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I do best.
That's your expertise. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's terrific. I admire you for that. Boys, thanks a lot. Enjoy the day, and it's a pleasure having you with us.
Hey, you.
Thank you. Good luck and be well. Drive safe.
Oh, thank you.
A real, rare, unique car, very expensive, is a Ford Phaeton. I have Brendan and his 1936 Ford Phaeton. And Brendan, this car is just gorgeous. I mean, I can't describe how nice this car is. Where did you come by this car?
The original owner was Walter Williams, who was the originator of Brookfield Auto Records in Elmsford.
That's what I thought.
And his family, I worked with him for a few years after he left Brookfield, and his family thought it'd be right to sell it to me because I'd do justice to it. So.
Right. Well, you certainly have. That's without a doubt. But this car is just gorgeous. He spent a lot of time with this car.
Yeah. The car, Willie had it as a street rod in the, I guess, 60s and 70s.
Right.
Had a caddy motor in it with a 2-speed Columbia.
Right.
And then when I took it, I put a Boyd Coddington chassis in it with coilovers, independent suspension, inboard rear disc brakes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the custom dash and stuff was made by Posey. The rear glass windshield was put in. That's not original, but it goes with the original theme because everything else on the outside is original except for the extensions on the moldings. And that's pretty much it. I mean,
So how many years do you think that you put in it?
about 3 years.
You did.
Yeah, about 3 years.
Now, I just have recently seen the car out. I saw it last night, as a matter of fact. Have you been bringing the car out or not?
I took it out to Columbus, Ohio. I took it out to Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. So nothing too much local then.
Nothing too much local. I'll start going local now. I had enough of the long trips.
Good. I'm sure it's drooling.
Bring it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it rides real nice. It's a good driving car
Now,
for the family,
right. Oh, you got plenty of room in there, that's for sure. We'd like to get you up to Richie and I. We have a cruise up at the Holiday Inn on Friday nights up at Mount Kisco.
Sure, come
So
on.
we'd like to get you up there.
Yeah,
but,
no problem.
I did want to ask you about the interiors. That's all original leather, right?
It's not original leather, but it is all leather.
It is leather.
I moved the seat back about 8 inches so I could fit in it.
Right.
And the seat holds the whole car together in the middle. And yeah, the back seat's original, the top and bottom. The back of the front seat is original, and the bottom I put Corvette bottom so I could sit a little lower so I'm not sitting too high in the car.
Right. The paint job. Did you have to redo the paint job, Brendan?
Yeah, I redid the paint. I use PPG Global. I did it in a single stage with a urethane clear on the single stage, and I did the frame the same way. I molded the chassis and painted the chassis the same as the top of the car.
It's a gorgeous color, and any time, like I always say to my viewers, anytime you do a car in black, it's got to be perfect, and this certainly shows it.
Yeah. Well, I own my own body shop in Elmsford, so
Oh, you do?
it helps, yeah. On 9A.
What's the name of it?
Brendan's Auto Body.
Oh, and where are you located?
Right on 85 South Sawmill River Road in Elmsford.
Oh, terrific. Okay, so anybody needs any work, we'll certainly recommend you.
Sure.
All they have to do is take a look at this car, and I'm sure that they're going to want to call you anyway.
Okay, appreciate it.
Brendan, how about the wheels? These are real custom special wheels.
Yeah, the wheels were made by Colorado Custom. They're one-off for this car. And then there is a wheel that looks similar that's on Vic Edelbrock's car, his 57 Chevy.
Yeah.
And then Posey has them on his...
right, I was going to say that they're similar to Posey's, right?
Yeah. He designed the wheels.
Right, that's
so
what I thought.
Colorado Custom made them.
Uh-huh.
And so the only sets are on my car, Edelbrock's, and Posey's car.
Posey's, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
He designed them all.
This is certainly some piece of work. It's just gorgeous, and they're going to have a tough time judging this class, that's for sure.
Okay, appreciate it.
But
I'm here just for the fun. I like to drive.
I know, I realize that it's not the awards that you're looking for. It's just to display the car, and it's certainly our pleasure to be able to get a chance to. I know you're busy, so I'm going to let you go, but it's just a pleasure to get a few minutes with you and be able to have the viewers see, such a beautiful car, and that really has a lot of history to it. That's been around for a long
Yeah,
time.
it's been a hot rod in Westchester since I believe the 50s.
Yes, that's correct.
One of his partners, friend, they called him Norman, Dirty Balls Norman.
Right.
And he was Bobby from Brookfield's brother-in-law.
Right, Bobby Bjorklund.
Yeah, Bobby Bjorklund.
Right.
And then Willie had it, and
Right.
it was his dream to have the car done. So,
Well, I'm glad you got it, Brendan, and you're certainly doing it justice, and I want to thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy the show.
okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Thanks.
This car show is unique in that there's a lot of bikes here, and they're all set in one area, so they're all going to be judged accordingly. But actually, out of all these bikes, and these are all the real bikes, these are American-made Harley motorcycles. No Japanese, no race burners, and I got Jimmy Levecki, who is the main builder of all these bikes, right here with me right now, and we also have a mutual friend, of course, John Galley. And we spent a little bit of time down John Galley's shop at Westchester Automotive. But I'm lucky to find Jimmy here today at this show, and it's a pleasure, Jim.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you, Dennis.
Always nice to see you.
Thank you.
And boy, these are some beautiful bikes.
Yeah, well,
Gorgeous.
We customize them. We do them up.
I know, and you're a hell of a painter. I'm
Thank
telling
you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You have a shop, and your shop is in MAMARONECK?
Well, we have one shop, a real auto body shop here in Larchmont.
Larchmont,
Nordone and Sons Auto Body.
Okay.
And all my custom stuff I do it on my custom studios at my house.
Okay.
Affords me more time to do what I need to do.
Right.
Do my airbrush work and stuff like that.
Right.
I work with a couple of the top builders out there, the guys that built some of the bikes that we have here, like the Jägermeister trike, this nice custom soft tail that's behind you, and a memorial bike. So we...
Can we run down one by one?
Sure.
What you've got here.
Sure,
And
sure.
and describe each one of them, and explain a little bit about the history, because these bikes do have some history.
Yeah, they do. They do. One that we have here that, in particular, that we just were able to grab off a nationwide tour is the Jägermeister trike. It's built by Fast Bikes. Keith Bruno and Richie Garofalo. They do some nice work. I mean, they built some real radical bikes. The work they did on this particular trike is unique because there's a lot of custom stuff on it, not like your normal trike. The paint is different on it. It's we had to use the extensive use of the Jägermeister logo. That worked out well. It's just a nice piece. It's a nice piece. I'm glad we were able to get it here today for the show.
Each one of these are so nice. I don't know which one to take first. They're really gorgeous, and you do. And I'm not kidding. I'm serious. You do some outstanding work. Your work is impeccable, and I know that you're very meticulous and particular in what you do.
Well, you have to love what you do. If you don't love it, you're not going to do
Well,
what
yeah,
you have to do.
but you have to have talent, Jimmy, and you have talent. I mean, don't sell yourself short. You're being modest, I think.
You have to be. You have to be. You have to be. Then we have this soft tail that's behind you here. It's a nice bike. It's custom built by Fast Bikes. Also, it's Keith Bruno's personal bike. Nice apes. You don't see that too much on bikes today, and done well as they're done. The bike is a nice blend, a nice torch red with nice pearl over it, some nice flames. Keith's got it's a nice combination. The bike itself is a real clean bike. Won a lot of trophies because of the way Keith assembled the bike. Did a great job with it, and it's a pleasure to paint for a builder like him.
How long does it take you to do something like this, Jim?
As far as paintwork goes,
Yeah.
it depends on how extensive. I do a lot of my own sheet metal fabricating also.
I know
So
that.
someone wants to stretch gas tank, I stretch it. It's a time consumer. The reason why I do the work, most of the custom work out of my house, is because I like to be able to spend as much time as I can on a specific job.
And you want to be able to concentrate.
Constantly be left alone, no phones ringing, and I kind of like get into the customer's head. When they tell me what they basically want, I run with it and try to custom fit every paint job to my customer, to the individual. You know, it works.
Average, if somebody came into your shop and said, I don't know, I want a tank, I know, airbrushed, painted, how long does it take? And also, do they come in and say, we want you to use your creativity, or do they have their own ideas?
Well, if they have an idea and it's a nice idea, I'll work with it.
And
if they
it's not,
don't,
what do you do,
two
Jim?
things. I have to get into my customer's head. So I tell them, go get magazines, bookmark what you see that just catches your eye. You don't have to be in love with it, just if it catches your eye. If
Right.
it does, bring it to me. I'll sketch out from there. If you like it, we go with it. So, and some people just don't really know it all, so they leave it up to me. And in 35 years, I haven't had too many unsatisfied customers.
Oh, no, I'm sure of that. But, let's just for argument's sake here, somebody comes in and says, you know what, I want you to do it. How long is it going to take you, and how quickly can I get the bike back, and what are you going to do?
Well, if I don't have a major backlog, which is the main thing,
Assuming that
turnaround
you're
time
free for 5 minutes.
Well, I usually like to run. I usually do like 3 and 4 sets of tins at a time. Okay, yeah, it's more fun that way.
Right.
I don't fall asleep on one. It'll take me anywhere from, let's say, a month to maybe 6-7 weeks, 2 months. Depending on how extensive we're going.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger projects take a lot longer.
And your ideas, how do they flow out of your...
Close my eyes, what I see, I do.
Is that right?
That's it. That's the fun part of it.
That's it. And in other words, you can depict what will look best on that particular bike.
Yeah, also based on the individual that has the bike. Also,
Right.
which again, there are a lot of cookie cutter paint jobs out there. A lot of
Right.
bikes look like other
Certainly.
paint jobs. You want to be different. You want the customer to feel like, well, if I roll up a traffic light, my paint job, another paint job like mine is not going to roll up next to me.
Right.
We did the same thing on this the 911 Memorial bike that's behind me. We wanted to go with a semi-custom theme on the paint, but at the same time, we wanted to go with something like, my extensive use of granite. I like to use granite in my paint jobs. So what we did was we went with the granite theme, the pullbacks, and we put the WTC on the fender. We put the deceased firemen and police department Port Authority names on the bike, and it's a nice piece. It came out nice. And next to that, we have my bike, which is my bike. It's I like purples, blues, and stuff. My bike is a nice heavy purple candy metal flake with some granite again and tearbacks. And then we have the oldest paint job of the group is my buddy Mike Savino's bike. It's a red and white FXR, super immaculate. He builds a beautiful bike, and it's just nice. The bike wins in any show it goes in because it's so clean.
Well,
it's fun.
I'll tell you what, it's a good thing I don't have to judge these, because I'd have to give everybody something, because the workmanship and the bikes are just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you know what? Of course, you know me. if it's American, that's the key.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I know that. That definitely, without a doubt. But,
Well, you know what? I'll be looking forward to seeing Down John's one of these Saturdays.
Oh, yeah. We'll be down there.
All
We'll be
right?
down.
Jimmy, thanks so much.
Dennis, thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
One of the old timers, and I mean one of the real old timers, actually very well known, Walter Puff from White Plains, New York. He's got his 29, I don't know what year. Anyway, they all look the same to me. These trucks, they're hard to tell them apart. But anyway, he just finished restoring this car. This is a real neat car. Just brought it out. This is about, what, the second or third time you've had it out, Walt?
Second, third time. That's
Yeah.
about 3 weeks.
We were talking off camera before. I saw you bring it into Billy and Lee's cruise over there at Route 22 at Armonk.
Yeah, that was the first night I took it anywhere. First time I had it out.
How long have you been working on this? I didn't even know that you were working on it.
Probably a year and a half, 2 years in that vicinity.
That long? Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's some job. Obviously, the whole thing has been restored from the frame up.
Yes, we had everything has been off, every nut and bolt, and we
kidding.
went through the whole thing.
And how about parts? Were parts easy or hard to come by? Did you have to fabricate too?
I fabricated some, but most of them were available. Flea market in Hershey.
kidding.
Yeah. Found a lot of parts in Hershey.
So you had to do a lot of traveling around to find a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I've been to Ohio, Hershey. I got the rear end out of Canada.
No kidding.
High-speed rear.
Did you find anything off of eBay?
I'm not a computer.
Oh, okay. All right. So you had to do a lot of legwork.
Yes.
Terrific. What did you do to it as far as what you had in mind originally? Anyway.
Well, we rebuilt everything to original. Everything.
That's the way you wanted it.
That's the way we want it. We're in the middle of doing a 32 dump body and a 32 panel delivery now.
Are you?
Yes.
This rack body on this wood. Where did you get the wood, and what type of wood is it?
That's all oak, and it come from Condon in White Plains. And
Okay.
We bought all the wood from them.
Okay. How was it when you got it?
Well, like any commercial, they were kind of rough.
It was.
So
Was it a basket case or was it just rough?
It was rough. It wasn't a basket case. It was 100% there. That's why I picked it up.
Yeah. Where'd you get it?
South Jersey. We bought this in South Jersey off of the original farmer.
No kidding. How'd you find it?
Somebody told me about it in Rhinebeck.
Oh, okay.
And I just got in touch with the fella and took a ride to South Jersey, and there it was in a barn.
Well, what kind of paint is this on here? This is really a nice shiny red.
It's just a regular enamel.
That's all.
Yeah, I just buffed it. That's all.
What color? Is it a Ford color or is it something that's just picked out?
It's the same color as all my trucks that I have.
Okay,
So
that's the rationale behind it. All right,
used all the same
that's
paint,
good. This motor looks brand new. This is a
Totally
trip.
rebuilt.
Yeah,
It's totally rebuilt. The
this is
motor,
excellent.
trans, and rear. We did the whole thing.
I tell you, it sounds. Unfortunately, the viewers aren't going to get a chance to hear it, but it sounds like a dream. I mean, it's just quiet, and it's like it came out of the factory.
It's a nice truck. It's better than I expected. It turned out.
You know what I'm noticing too is the VIN tag on it. That VIN tag looks brand new.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it was never out in the rain.
No kidding.
There was a lot of surface rust, but no rot.
Wow.
That's one of the
Oh,
other
so
reasons
then-
why I bought it.
I see. Okay, sure. It made it a lot easier.
Well, it made it
for
a
you
lot
to-
easier. But
Sure.
A lot of sanding. A lot of hours sanding.
Oh, I'm sure of that. But listen, you always did good work, and you do have a very impeccable reputation as far as your workmanship.
Well, this is probably the third truck I did. The other two I was sorry I sold. So then
Isn't that always
I
the way?
figured I'd do another one, and I couldn't find the pickup.
Now you're going to keep this one,
Maybe.
unless the price is right.
I had some astronomical offers already.
Have you?
Yes.
No kidding.
Been offered up to $50,000 already.
Wow.
I just don't want to sell it right now.
No, well, I don't blame you. You just got on the road, But listen, that's terrific. I'm looking forward to seeing your other cars out on the road now. How long do you think it'll be before you're finished with the other projects?
Another year and a half. All depends how much work I do.
All right. Well, listen, we'll look forward to seeing you around, with this truck, of course, and I hope you come up to our cruise. We got a cruise up in Mount Kisco, up at the Holiday Inn on Friday nights.
Rich was telling me I'm going to try and make it up there.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, you know what? Thanks for taking a little bit of time, and I'm sure it's a beautiful day here, so you got to enjoy the show. Well,
Thank you.
been a pleasure.
Same here.
Be well. Nothing like a customized Merc, 1950, and I have Bobby Pestone with me, who is the owner of the car. Bobby, welcome to the show.
Good to meet you.
Cars and Us.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's a pleasure to see you here. Where are you from?
West Nyack. Over in Rockland County.
Sure, Rockland County.
I drove in this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's a quick ride over, though.
Good ride.
Yeah.
Beautiful ride.
Beautiful day. I mean,
Great day.
You couldn't ask for a more perfect day for a show.
Great day. Windows open. Just listening to the pipes.
That's it.
And this is my therapy. Come here. Nobody knows who I am, and just.
You know what, Bobby? You're not alone. It's a lot of people's therapy, but
Yeah,
it's great therapy.
And you meet some really
Sure.
great people.
Sure.
All walks of life, and everybody's got their cars, and
right.
it's fantastic. It's opened up a whole new avenue in my life.
Right.
I keep
we
this car
plan to
out
do
all
it.
year.
Do you? That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
That's
if it's
good.
dry out, take it out in November, December, January.
It's good to see that you enjoy the car, and that's really what it's all about. A lot of guys, they're a little particular when they take it out,
No, you got to take it out whenever you can. It
That's
doesn't
right.
make any, as long as the snow isn't on the ground.
No, I agree.
take it out.
I agree. My partner is like that, and I'm the same way with my car.
Yeah.
Just keep them going.
Yeah, you got to drive them.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's the sense of
That's
having
fun.
them?
Just rolling down the road, windows open, listening to the pipes.
There you go. Bobby, it's a pleasure.
Thank you. It's good.
Glad I
talking
ran
to
into you. Thank you so much.
Glad I
Pleasure.
ran into you. Thanks,
Enjoy.
Dennis. Right.
When you're with me, I know you're always true. When I'm away, I don't know what you